Sizzle is gonna, let us know who do we have today. So Sizzle, let us know who do we have today. Who do we have today?
So we have the beautiful Miss Francesca Ellana. She is a TV host, philanthropist, and former beauty queen from Virginia. She is a former Miss Northern Virginia Teen USA and Miss Teen Icon winner. This Howard University grad began competing in beauty pageants due to her love of giving back to the community and has participated in initiatives such as the HIV/AIDS Walkathon, Walk for Breast Cancer, and helping the homeless transition back into the working world. She has obtained co-star roles on Nickelodeon's iCarly, Big Time Rush, and a variety of commercials for brands such as McDonald's and Samsung. And Francesca became an entrepreneur after creating POPFUZION TV, which is a platform dedicated to pop culture and celebrities who use their platforms to give back to the community. She interviews celebrities such as Jimmy Kimmel, Meagan Good, Heidi Klum, John Stamos, and many more. She has also created the first ever red carpet hosting course in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the show, Miss Francesca Ellana.
Welcome.
Hey. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How are you? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you
Happy
also.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Quarantine Saturday.
Mhm. No doubt.
We
Well, I
got
just
on
wanna
our
say-
roses.
Mhm.
I said we have on our roses, our
Yeah,
flowers.
yes,
Sure.
yes. This was not planned. Already in sync, okay?
Yeah.
Where are you guys? What city are you guys in?
Philadelphia.
Nice, nice. Is it hot out there too?
What?
No.
Not hard.
Okay. It's cold.
Freezing.
Yes.
Where are you located?
I'm in California, Los Angeles.
What's the temperature?
LA.
It's like 90 today. I'm like so hot.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
hating
my-
you. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm envious. Oh goodness.
No,
Oh,
I think
no.
I'm a big baby because I'm from the East Coast, but living out here for so long, it's like if you can't wear flip-flops, then it's like cold. You know what I mean? So yeah, I should be used to like when it does get cold. But yeah, it's like you're spoiled out here because it's always so nice. You know what I mean?
90. I would love
Jealous.
it. Yes.
Wow. Well, fantastic. So, one, I just want to welcome you to the show. And it's a couple things I want to talk about. First and foremost, let's talk a little bit about what got you in media. And it's great to say because we are huge advocates and proponents of independent media, right? And making sure that we continue to protect and brand our own and create these outlets and platforms that we can potentially control. So let's talk a little bit about what got you into that space and how are you as potentially an independent artist that's trying to wave your way into a larger or broader scope.
Absolutely. Well, going to Howard, studying journalism was a great experience for me. When I moved to LA, I kept getting hosting opportunities that were more focused on entertainment as far as celebrity gossip and things of that nature. So I don't think anything is wrong with that per se, but it just wasn't like natural to me. It was really hard for me to go into a hosting audition with copy that was just about gossip stuff, you know? It's like I could memorize it, I could recite it well, but it just, to me, it's just like it didn't matter. And so, being a journalist and having a platform, I think is so important because it's like we're in a space and we're in a digital age where you can create your own content. So for me, it was just so important to figure out how can I put out media that's important, you know what I mean? Or media that I think people would care about or things that matter. So that's kind of why I started my own platform. I didn't know my platform would be what it is today, but that is the reason why I started it. Just basically just tired of reporting on gossip stuff. And, I still didn't want to do like hardcore news. So trying to find out like what that balance was. So, I mean, if you can't find it, create it, right?
I know that's right. And, it's interesting that I was listening to your your bio, and you said something that really stood out for me as it relates to me being in this whole independent and how can I put it, this space of having a platform to talk about entertainment, right? pop culture, popular culture. You mentioned something as it relates to you, um, and I don't mean to misquote you, but you were pretty much talking about how you didn't want to, you know, dive into the negative kind of conversations about different celebrities and things. You wanted to do something a little different. Why don't you expand upon that for us?
Yeah, so something a little different. When I said that, I meant I wanted to talk about the sides that you really don't hear about,
That's
like,
right.
for example, Common having the Common Ground Foundation, where he helps Chicago inner city youth stay off the streets by helping them get college scholarships, and he helps them participate in sports programs. So, like, I wanted to focus more so on that side of the celebrity versus, like, who he's dating or maybe something that's trending about him, but it's bad. Because at the end of the day, I feel like, we're all humans. And, like, would you want someone to keep talking about all the bad things that you're doing? I know I wouldn't personally. So it just made me feel uncomfortable to the core to have a career that does that. And it's been really hard because, like, again, I'm from Virginia. I'm a pageant girl and have a good heart. And, everyone in LA is not like that. So it's like people don't care. Like, if it's news, even if it's wrong, they want to be the first to put it out. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to break that story. They want to get all the hits. But for me, it's like, let's make sure that it's true. And then let's figure out, is this something that in the future will impact my brand to where this person won't even want to come on the show or the platform? So to me, I think that's more important than trying to break the story that's like trending and gossipy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. I love that you say that because I mean we're pretty. I think we're on the same page as it relates to that. We like to make sure that if we have someone on our platform that we allow them the opportunity to have a safe space, right, so to speak. And if you're on a platform, of course, we'll love the juice if you would like to, talk about it, right? Because we like to say we want to get the first, right?
Right.
However, we want you to know that, this is our house. And when you come in our house, you can feel comfortable to be in here.
That's right.
Now, I would like to transition to you being you talking about creating this course on the red carpet. Uh, let's talk a little bit about that, and then I want to transition to because I want you to keep this on your radar as you're talking about that class. But it has been this huge discussion and narrative about independent media on the red carpet and not being able to have the space and access, so to speak, as larger platforms. So I want you to think about that, as you get ready to answer your first ever class, because I think it's amazing.
Oh, great question. So we started the red carpet hosting courses, and yes, it's the first class by a production company in Los Angeles that actually
Mhm.
offers that type of niche, so specific in hosting. It's so funny because the haters are gonna talk. So like, oh, there have been hosting classes before. Yes, I know, but not red carpet hosting classes. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, doing that has been great because it's given the up and comers like a space where they can come and they can mess up and they can really ask like the basic like green like new person type of questions, and it's been a great experience. We give them demo reels. We bring in a social media influencer guest for them to interview live on the carpet, and it's so much fun because a lot of the times these young girls and these young men, it's their first time actually interviewing anybody.
Yeah.
We pull out our own red carpet, our own step and repeat. We invite guests, we film it. It's a lot of fun. So, and then it's funny that you said that about, being independent media and having like your own space in the carpet. It's been such a blessing that we've been able to cover like such big carpets, like, and been able to interview such high profile celebrities from like, Heidi Klum to John Stamos to Jimmy Kimmel. It's been a blessing. Like, and the carpets, we've actually been placed by really big media outlets. We've been next to like CNN, right next to ABC, next to NBC.
Awesome.
It's surreal, like looking like, oh my God, NBC is like right there, and I'm not like down the way.
Yeah.
Carpets, it's like, carpets are hit or miss. They're either like huge carpets and they have like 25 people, like 25 media outlets, and you're like scrunched up, or it's like, a small VIP type carpet where there's only like 2 or 3 media, so we've been in all situations. And yeah, I've been to carpets where it's like media outlets who are just starting. They're literally all the way like at the end. I mean, like down the street. Like it's like the celebrity is not coming to you because the celebrity's already like gonna talk to the 4 top outlets that they put. Getty's always first. Every carpet I've ever been to, Getty's always first if they're there, or the photographer, the house photographer. And then typically it's the house media, and then it trickles down from bigger to big, smaller to smaller to smaller, quote unquote.
So have you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's been an interesting experience just seeing like where we're placed, and then also in addition to being depending on who the camera person is and the host, if we're considered like the ethnic media there, so that's a whole other story too. But it's been a good experience overall.
So have you ever had that moment where the celebrity's agent is trying to rush the celebrity past you? That has happened to other minority media outlets?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so crazy because a publicist who actually had invited us to cover the carpet, like he was just passing us his like Black talent, and I'm like, why? It was really weird. Then when the other when the other talent would come that was not Black, he would just kind of like go talk to them, go talk to ABC or Extra or whoever. And like when that happened the first time, it really hurt my feelings. I was like, I don't understand like why people are that way. It's like the weirdest thing, especially with our brand, how we always put out the content very fast. Like my editors edit the carpets and they put them out literally the day of. We have great relations with a lot of publicists too, and we create great content. So to me, it's just like I don't get why PR people are that way. But I mean, it happens and it sucks, but it is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Let's talk a little bit more about the idea of the red carpet and what I guess tips and tricks, because you do teach the class. What tips and tricks can you give to a younger person who may be watching We Talk Weekly and seeing you on this platform to start to try to get on red carpets and do those interviews? What type of tips would you give to them?
I would tell them to start creating their own content right now. So like if they've never interviewed anyone, go interview like a family member, maybe someone who owns a local business. Try and interview the business owner of that store. Create maybe like a segment about what's going on outside in the world, with your mask on, of course. But I would just tell them to start creating their own content. That way they can have something to put on their resume. I think it's really good when people don't wait for the opportunity to come. They they don't wait, they create. I'm really big upon that. So that's the first thing I would say. And then secondly, if they have the opportunity to go to college, finish your degree, and try to participate in as many internships as you can. I feel like being an intern is a great way to get the door to a lot of big companies. So I think that's just so important too. So creating your own content and then trying to intern and just getting as much experience as you can.
That's great.
Where do you see your business, your media platform? Where do you see that in the next, let's just say, year?
Oh my gosh, I really want to get our show nationally syndicated. Right now, it's like it's airing on local cable channels. So meaning that it's airing on cable, but only in like select cities. So Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Virginia, Washington, D.C. So my goal is to get it to where it's able to be distributed by a network. So that's the goal. And we're working on that. We're working on a lot of different branding and pitching and networking connections. And we hope that happens in the next year or so.
Awesome. Awesome.
Go ahead, Spark.
No, sorry, Charles.
That's okay.
As we know what we're going through with the whole COVID-19 and the pandemic, media is a huge I can't think. It's almost like hypnotizing, if that makes sense. Meaning that everything that comes into our homes, especially during this time, is from the media. We can only know what's going on with our president. We can only know what the social distancing or things of that nature through media. So you being in that realm of media and delivering to the people is just a huge thing. Now, one thing that's we just covered on was the good news and bad news. It's a segment we do, and we covered on one of the stories was Ahmaud Arbery. I'm not sure if you heard of that, with the young man who was brutally murdered without, being unarmed. Those type of things that go through our media. What's your take when you see when the media sends out things that are of fear or, unethical? What's your take on that, and how do you feel as though you can change that with your platform?
Good question. It's always, I'm sorry, my lighting is changing right now as the sun's setting.
It looks great.
That's a great question. It's always just really interesting to me on how, like what you said, how the media is like displayed, So like we have the option of like, okay, so we want to bring justice and awareness to the story, right? So it's like, but still it's like, do we want to show this man being shot on camera? You know what I mean? Like, do we want those visuals to be out there in public? So that's kind of the thing that me and my team always think about all the time, especially when these things happen. We go back and forth about it. So to answer your question, for us specifically, we always bring awareness to things like that. Like, how can we do better in the world with this? Like, what petitions can we sign? Like, we'll show celebrities who are tweeting about the story, but for us specifically, we don't show those kinds of videos just because it's not the nature of content that we do put out there. So you won't go to Pop Fusion and you will never see him actually getting shot or anyone actually getting shot for that nature, if that makes sense. But we do broadcast those kind of stories and we do put them out there because I think it's important for media to do that and to basically let their audiences know how to evoke and bring about change. I think if we're quiet about these things, it's like, there's no point. That person's not getting any justice. So I feel like, honestly, with this story, I think everyone should be talking about it, like no matter what kind of outlet you have. So everyone should be touching on this because, it's really sad that we're in 2020 and like it's this is still happening, and it's terrible. It's so sad.
Yeah, definitely. You, one of the things that we educate and we teach a lot on as media professionals is the idea of media literacy, right? And also the importance of independent media. So I normally would ask the question to you, and I want you to answer it specifically. How important is independent media? Why do you think it's so important?
I think it's so important because you're not under a large conglomerate that's controlling how each show or content is reporting the news. So you have your super big conglomerates again, and everything starts to look the same. We're seeing the same exact news on every single show, and you guys know the shows that I'm talking about. It's literally
Yeah.
the same news, like literally robotically, but with different hosts and different music. That's because they're not an independent media outlet. For us, I think independent media it gives you the opportunity to express your own values and your own, cultural backgrounds with no filter. I mean, unless Instagram blocks you for copyrighted music. But aside from that, it's like, there's no filter on it. And you really have the opportunity to express yourself from your background and your opinion, and you get to put that out there. I think it's great. I mean, there are so many platforms now and they're so specific to their niches. I think it's so amazing, like from being vegan to being Black to being Muslim, Hispanic, good news, gay news, gossip news, So it's all out there. And I think it's honestly a blessing.
Yeah, that's cool. And I love your platform. Let's talk a little bit about your platform and what's next for you and I mean, because I had the opportunity to watch it and I love it. I love I
Oh,
love the
you
interviews.
watch
Yes, absolutely. I love the
Something
interviews that you
Matter.
have been doing. I love the entertainment and the pop culture, hence the name of your show pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit about that and what can we expect next from you?
Well, I mean, it's really hard to say what I feel like we're kind of in a new era of production. I don't know if you guys feel that way. We used to shoot like every week on our sound stage and push out so much content, but now with COVID-19, we're, shooting from home. So I really can't say what's next since it's kind of crazy. But in my ideal mind, I would like to continue shooting the show. And then also we have another show called the Pop Fusion Top 10 Music Video Countdown. where we're basically highlighting up-and-coming artists and then viral artists. So it's been great because we had like Ricky Bell from New Edition on it, legendary. There's like
Awesome.
Amy Correa Bell on it. We had Don Benjamin on it, Leanne B. So it's like a mixture of like legendary artists and new artists. So we started doing that show before COVID-19. We got to shoot about 10 episodes. So after we get out of this, we hope to start back shooting again. So to say that in a nutshell, you can expect more and more content.
Fantastic. Well, listen, once you part of the show, once you here on the show, you part of the family, as we say. So you feel like you got a little piece, a little segment you want to throw down here, and we'll expose it to Philadelphia on our platform. We'll definitely do that for you. And you be our sister show or something, you know.
Oh, that's so awesome. And you guys are always welcome on Pop Fusion too, honestly.
Absolutely.
We love speaking with good people who have a good purpose and who are putting out purposeful content. And I mean, it's great what you guys are doing too.
Yeah, fantastic. So, what else? Because we only have a couple more minutes with you, and I appreciate this interview. What type of how can everybody get in contact with you, and what if people are in the LA area? How can they get on your show? All that good old stuff, and shout out to your publicist. Your publicist is on top. So we want to shout her out. Good job. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Upscale PR, Leslie and Laura, they're so awesome. So you can definitely get on the show through them. And you can also email us at admin@popfusiontv.com. And then again, we're always looking for, we have 2 shows and a lot of segments that we're doing. So, if you know any up-and-coming artists or any artists that are looking to promote their music, or people who have charities and nonprofits, or someone who's trying to just promote something good and positive, we're always open to that. And again, our shows are airing in Los Angeles, Chicago, Virginia, DC, and New York. So we're hoping to get more expansion, but we're really thankful for where you can view the show right now. So
yeah, Philly needs to be next.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. I'm like a huge proponent for women in media. Is there any woman in media that has kind of helped you in some type of way along your journey? Or is there someone that I guess maybe you would like help from, or someone you look up to, a woman in media?
Yeah, actually there is. Her name is Kathy, and she's an executive producer, and she's literally taken me under her wing. Oh my gosh, for the longest time. She's taught me about like show pitching and like what it means to be on set and to work as a producer. So if it would be anyone, I would say her. And it's really, unfortunately, I hate to be negative, but it's really hard trying to find people who, for me at least in my experience, who are like around my age or a little bit older, that want to help you out, if that makes any sense. So I've kind of learned to try to stick to like people who are veterans in the game, who are more experienced, who don't feel like you're a threat, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah. So I am really thankful to have found like a solid mentor. And I think everyone should try to have one, to be honest.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
You know what? Before I let you go, I think because I love my independent media folks. I'm really big with this and supporting in the network. So I'll give you my special question. I usually reserve for other people, but you're special today, right? No, you're special every day. You're special every day. Yeah. So this is my question. So I want you to dig deep. I want you to tell me what's the one thing that no one else knows about Francesca that you could tell us right now? The one thing.
Gosh, the one thing. That's so hard. Because if they don't know, I don't want them to know, right? Let's see, the one thing that no one knows.
No one knows.
Oh man.
The one thing you've been tucking in your Birkin bag.
Well, okay. So my nickname. Okay. So my nickname is Candy. Okay. So that's actually not even answering your question because clearly people know that. But people in this world know that. So my nickname is Candy. And it's because when I was a little baby, my cousin Allison saw me and she was like, oh my gosh, that baby is so cute. She is so sweet, like Candy. And ever since then, like my immediate family, they've called me Candy. And a lot of my family members have no idea my name is Francesca. So, yeah.
Wow.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
That is so cute. I
funny.
love that.
But real quick, we gotta make sure that we identify. You're listening to WPPM LP Philadelphia 106.5 FM, and this is We Talk Weeklies. After the talk, the television show, radio show, podcast, and we're coming to you directly. We have a special guest on today, Miss Francesca Ellana. Did I say that correctly?
You sure did.
There we go. There you go. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show. And again, if it's anything you believe that we can help you with, or participate in, if you're trying to get to Philadelphia and our platform and vice versa, just let us know. You're a friend to the show now. You're part of the family.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry my screen froze, so I can't see you guys, but thank you so much. God bless you all and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank
as well.
you.
Wear
Good
those
luck to
flip-flops
you.
for us.
Yes. Once I get a pedicure and these nail shops open, but yes.
Yeah, send us some warm weather.
Yeah, I sure will. Stay safe out there.
You
take care.
too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle and Classy Lady Sparkle. And have you subscribed to our channel yet? If the answer is no, you need to subscribe now. Yeah, so stop what you're doing, go right now and subscribe. We like you, you like us, so go ahead and subscribe. Come on over, be a part of the family of We Talk Weekly and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe now.